What is up? Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. Make sure before we start this video, hit that thumbs up button to support the show and subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, round 2 of the NBA playoffs is finally here. Yo, round 1 was probably, I mean, I've had a blast watching these games. I know there's been a couple landslide of these series, but just watching playoff competitive basketball has been insane. Like that Clippers and Mavericks series, although it didn't go 7 and it ended in 6, although Paul George, I mean, all that star power there. And Luka just doing his thing is just unfreaking believable. That series with the Knicks and Philly, I mean, talk about fun basketball. I mean, entertaining as hell. That game 2 going down to the wire. You know, the Knicks fans being in Philadelphia, Jalen Brunson just like calling his own number and going the hell off when everybody knows he's gonna get the ball. Tyrese Maxey doing those heroics to even force overtime and steal that game 5 in New York. That was insane. Anthony Edwards saying that, yo, I'm here. Like, take it on the challenge against Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. That was spectacular. And LeBron James. I mean, this dude is how many years in the league now? Still able to do that. I mean, although Denver won in 5 games and they probably could have won in a sweep, every single one of those games came down to the wire, just like last year. I mean, that was entertaining, high-level basketball, man. The Lakers gave it all they had, and it's like, damn, it sucks to see that this Lakers team, who probably could have made some noise in the playoffs, but it's all about matchups. And Denver has shown to literally punk these guys every single time, no matter what. So it's unfortunate for the Lakers and the Laker fans. I don't feel bad because I want LeBron to lose. I'm not a LeBron fan. But Denver Nuggets obviously showing how they're still at the top of the top, man. And the way they play, like with that fluidity and that chemistry that they have, they're able to just really, hone in and share the ball. It's just amazing to watch, man. Amazing to watch the Denver Nuggets. OKC, yo, OKC is out here balling, man. I mean, getting the job done against the Pelicans. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander looks unbelievable. I told you about Jalen Williams, man. Now the world is starting to find out. Dumb boys are a force to be reckoned with. Unfortunate for the Bucks. Unfortunate for Giannis. We didn't get to see him in the first round. My Heat obviously losing Jimmy Butler. We got, washed off on that one. But this round 2 should be very, very interesting. And I'm freaking excited, man. Starting off with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets, man. I think this series has potential to go 7 games, man. Think about it. These teams played last year in the playoffs. Denver pretty much had their way, but it was a competitive series. And think about it. Last year, there was no Naz Reid. He didn't play in that. So that's a big, difference maker. I believe somebody else was out. Jaden McDaniels, he didn't play because he punched something before the season ended and broke his hand. I mean, how clumsy can you be? They're getting those 2 players back. I mean, we're talking Naz Reid, who won the 6th Man of the Year award. We're talking Jaden McDaniel, who is one of the best defenders in the NBA. Adding those 2 to a already competitive series, that makes a difference. What else do you have in your hand? First of all, the Timberwolves are better than they were last year. Their chemistry is better. You don't see anybody fighting each other anymore. Karl Anthony Towns has developed a different side of his game and a new approach to basketball, which is awesome to see. That helps out Anthony Edwards. And most importantly, speaking of him, Anthony Edwards has elevated his game yet another level this season compared to last year. He obviously looks like I don't understand how this kid is 22 years old. It's crazy when you think Anthony Edwards, 22 years old and able to do all that. Listen, I think we're on our way to possibly a 7-game series here. Now, which way does it go? I'll tell you, I'm rooting for the Timberwolves, but I think the series goes 7, and I think it goes Denver's way, man. I just think that Denver really, when push comes to shove, I think experience is going to take a role in this. I think overall chemistry that's been sustainable for quite amount of time now is going to take control. And I think that's going to be the difference maker, man. Like when it's all said and done, when things are kind of, things are not going your way, who's going to be the team to stick together the most when things aren't going their way, when there's a little frustrations, when there's, big deficits. The Nuggets were already tested in that round one against LA. They had to come from behind so many times, and they stuck together. They did not wave the white flag in any of these moments where they were down multiple digits, like in it. I mean, like 20-point leads and things like that. I think that stuff matters over the course of a series. I think the experience matters over the course of the series. It's going to be interesting to see how Finch, actually the coach of the Timberwolves, how he coaches, because he obviously got an injury out there. So that's going to be a little bit difficult, which is unfortunate. But I think the series goes 7, and I'm picking the Denver Nuggets because of that chemistry. And I just, I think the Denver Nuggets are good. I think they're on their way to repeat, to be honest with you, man. Next series, the OKC Thunder taking on the Dallas Mavericks. I am pumped for that series. You're talking about a series with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's an MVP candidate, Luka Doncic, who's an MVP candidate, and then you got a cold killer like Kyrie Irving next to Luka, and Kyrie's been playing out of his mind. Did you guys see that round one? I mean, the things he's able to do, it's, oh my goodness. How much fun do you have watching Kyrie go to work? Like his layup package, the way he's able to just, shift hands last minute, make a layup over 5 defenders, spin it off the glass. His dribble moves are ridiculous. Shoots the 3, shoots the mid range, gets other people involved. I love watching Kyrie Irving, man. So Kyrie Irving, you got another killer in Jalen Williams on the other side. Obviously, they're younger on that side, but they're the number 1 seed. They have home court advantage, and they are they want to show everybody, like, hey, this is not, don't say that we're young and we can't do this. No, we could do this. So it's going to be an interesting series, man, but it's going to be tough to stop players like Kyrie and Luka from going off, man. I think they're going to have great series. I think they're going to dominate, but will it be enough to take down the Oklahoma City Thunder? I think this is Luka's best team. I think this is Luka's best chance to get far. You talk about the additions that they've made in the trade deadline, adding PJ Washington, adding Daniel Gafford, just rounding out that team. I think this team right here and having a killer like Kyrie Irving stay at this mentality, that's big time, man. And I don't know if you call that an upset. I actually have the Dallas Mavericks taking down the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is another series that I think can go 7 games. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to say it goes 6. Give me the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games. I think it's going to be a hell of a series, though, man. These 2 Western Conference series are going to be outstanding, to be honest with you. Now we go to the East side. You have the New York Knicks taking on the Indiana Pacers. Just another time where the Pacers are on the way, right in the way of the New York's Knicks pathway. Brings back old thoughts. Brings back Reggie Miller. Spike Lee's going to be in attendance. I'm sure Reggie's going to be there. This is going to be quite a treat to watch, because these teams have a rivalry that dates back years and years and years. And I'm sure that, they're still a little bit there. Remember, Tyrese Halliburton also doesn't really like the Knicks for the comments that they made a couple years ago about him wanting to be an all-star, even though things have kind of changed since then. They still have Obi Toppin. Remember, Obi Toppin was the Knicks didn't want him. They got rid of him. So he's coming back with a little bit of vengeance. That there's still storylines here that could get you excited, man. You got a team in Indiana led by Tyrese Halliburton, who has, one of the most wonderfulest games to watch as a point guard. He can pass the hell out of the ball. His IQ is through the roof. He's a big-time shot maker. They've added Pascal Siakam in the trade deadline, so that's obviously makes them a better team. And Obi Toppin, a guy who, like I just spoke about, who was traded from the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks didn't want Obi Toppin. He had a hell of a series against Milwaukee, like a great series against Milwaukee. He's coming in with that. You already know he wants to get revenge on New York. He's coming off a great series into this matchup. Expect Obi Toppin to have a dominant series, man. It would not surprise me. He's certainly going to try to do so. But, man, this is awesome. Then you got Jalen Brunson on the other side. I spoke about it earlier. The shot making that he was doing against Philly was just crazy, man. What concerns me for the New York Knicks is who's going to be that secondary option, right? DiVincenzo was part of the secondary option throughout the whole latter half of the season, towards the tail end. And then he had a couple games here in the playoffs where he was that. But a lot of the games were duds now. They were playing Miles McBride over him. Obviously, New York Knicks fans love Miles McBride, but I think they need a consistent second option. And my opinion is when I see DiVincenzo shooting that ball and consistent, I think that is the best 1-2 punch right there that the Knicks can have to offer that's consistent enough. Obviously, OG Anunoby has been a huge addition for them, but you want him to be able to defend the ball. You don't want to rely on him too much offensively, even though he can get the job done. You got dogs like Josh Hart who can sprinkle in a little bit of everything, but that secondary option right there has to be Dante DiVincenzo. I think he's the X factor for the series. But Jalen Brunson's going to kill. This is going to be an entertaining series. This is another series that I think can go 7, but I got the New York Knicks taking it in 6 games. Last series is the Boston Celtics against either the winner of Cleveland and Orlando. Game 7 is on Sunday. Who wins that matchup? I'm recording this video because no matter who wins, whether it is Orlando, whether it is Cleveland, and I actually think it's going to be Orlando, surprisingly, the Boston Celtics are just going to destroy whoever that is. I mean, the Boston Celtics, even without Kristaps Porzingis, that's a huge loss. I don't think that the Boston Celtics can win a championship without Porzingis, but get through Cleveland or get through Orlando, I think there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, the Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA at this very moment. They know how to play together. They have that chemistry. They have dominated throughout the first round and the entire season. It's too much to handle. Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White, the way he's playing, Jaylen Brown, the way he's playing. These dudes are on a mission. And in my opinion, the only team that could take them down possibly in the Eastern Conference is the New York Knicks. They have a chance. But if there's anybody to stop this Celtics team in the NBA, I think it's only Denver. I think Denver is the only team that can beat this Celtics team. If they draw anybody but Denver, I think Boston is on their way, even without Porzingis. Obviously, though, I don't think you win it all. Now, if you have Porzingis, since you hear me talking about this, I think you have a chance against Denver. That might go 7 games, but let's stick it to it. Round 2. Man, I'm excited for this round. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your guys' predictions. Let me know if you guys agree with me. If you don't agree with me, listen, let's debate it out, man. Please comment below. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know who you're rooting for. Who's your team? If your team is still in it, let me the hell know, man. It gives me more, more excitement to watch for these round 2 playoffs. But enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have.